Am I live or am I not? Hi everyone, Mickey Jacobs here. Welcome to Angel Chat. You know the drill with me. I like to know that I'm speaking to a live audience. So shoot me a note, say hi, so I can say hi back. Thank you for joining in. I greatly appreciate it, as always. I have Shawnee here. A cat, but you cannot see, but he's right here. Today's topic was inspired by a viewer. Really lovely. By the way, I greatly appreciate you are helping me with topics. You know, I would never have thought about today's topic, and it's so super important and so confusing to a lot of people. So I greatly appreciate John sending that topic. So please continue to send topics to me, and I have a file, say Angel Chat Topics, in which I'm going to add you to the queue and then discuss your topic. So thank you very much. Still don't see anyone, so hopefully you're going to shoot me something, say hi, so I know I'm not talking to myself. Okay, so today, if you can recall by the description of today Angel Chat, is can we promise to God or spirits, which of course to some people is the same, those are only of course words, to the universe perhaps we can say, to our team, to God, can we promise them, as we often do, if only this and this happen, then I promise I'm going to be good, and I promise I'm going to be spiritual, and I promise I'm going to follow this and that. So what if we don't do it? Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. That's funny. It's just I'm desperate to make sure you know that I'm on, being so unsavvy with social media / computer. Thank you, Michelle. So the question really was, what's happened? Do they get disappointed at us? What if we promise to spirits that we're going to do this and that and the other, and we don't follow up, which of course all human beings do that at the course of their life. So what's happened? So I'm going to touch on that a little bit, so it kind of would send you in the right direction, if you will, as to the answer to that. So, no, they don't get mad at us. No, they don't get upset at us. They don't get angry at us. There is no punishment. There is no... I'm kind of cautious as to the word I use, because there is disappointed. I must say, oh, John, thank you. There is disappointment, if you will, specifically with our spirit guide, if I will kind of focus as to which spirits we make promise, if you will, but that's not quite what we think. What you think, in a way that they're disappointed because we made a promise and we didn't keep it up. No, they don't, which why I started the video by saying they are not upset at us. We can promise all that we want. We can obviously repeat a promise, and we don't make them, we don't make them. However, like there's always however in spirituality. Hi, Annette from from San Carlos. Hello, honey. Thanks for joining in. So, like in every, in spirituality, everything is pretty organized. What does that mean? It means that if we continue to promise to spirit, to God, that we'll be good, that we'll grow spiritually, that we'll be more loving, and we don't do it, joke's on us, obviously, because the whole point as to what we're doing here on planet Earth is to follow those promises for us, not for them, not because we promised them and didn't keep it up, for us. And of course, spirits, God, very much want us to follow those promises for us, because we are here to grow. Hello, John. We are here to grow. We are here to climb up in awareness. We are here to express love. So if we feel that we going to be spiritual just because bad things are happening, because we feel that God is with us, or we feel that there is miracle coming our way, and then we say out loud, that's great, I feel connected, I'm going to change A and B and C, and we don't. Then once again, I know it might, hello Martin, I know it might sound harsh, but the joke is on us, because the whole point is to keep promises, whether we keep promises to God, universe, spirit, spouse, friends, children. I mean, the whole point is just that if you promise, you keep your promises. However, in spirituality, we want to keep those promises. We don't want to begin with to have our intention, if you will, of grow, of being kind people, of helping our one another. We don't want that conditioned. We don't, although it's normal for us, like I said, specifically when life appeared to be magical to us, or if we waited for a long time to some miracle to come, and all of a sudden we receive it, and we feel connected, and we feel grounded, and we're like, that's it. From now on, I'm just going to follow everything, and I'm going to... So the promises, although are normal for us human beings, should be followed for our sake, for our growth, for our utilizing planet Earth and growth. As for them, as for our beloved Creator, no, they're not mad at us. They understand, specifically spirit guide, which are human souls. As those of you who know my teaching, human souls that used to incarnate into planet Earth again and again and again, do not need to come here anymore, stay in the spirit world, assign themselves to each one of us and become our teacher. So they know what it is. They know how difficult it is. They know how complex the mind is. They know how difficult life in this harsh planet. So no, there is no anger. There is never being upset with us. There is, once again, of course, disappointed. The whole point of spirit, specifically our team, as I call them, spirit that accompany each one of us throughout our life. If we keep promise and promise and promise, although it's not within them to be angry, they outgrew anger, they are in spirits or light being. I'm not talking about, of course, perhaps dense entity, which we're not talking about it here. Angel and spirit, certainly the Creator, cannot be mad at us. This is not what is their DNA anymore. There is no body, there is no mind, there is no limitation. So they technically cannot be mad, but they can be disappointed. As if you have kids and you taught the child again and again and again, this direction is not good for you, and the child repeated, and perhaps the child is adult and know better. So sure you would be disappointed. The love would still be there. The love to the child would not go away. Same thing, not different. So as for the promises, they can be disappointed. And for those of you that perhaps had reading with me, you know that spirit guide can be tough. They can be feisty. They can be disappointed. They actually express, we've been through that. Again, again and again. So they can be disappointed. And our point is to grow again, to make sure that we remember the promises. What's the point of promises if we just say it for the moment, or as I use the phrase, it is conditional. So it is up to us to make a inner, to view within ourselves as to what it is that we promise and change it. Change, follow up on a promise, keeping up a promise. Of course, here we're talking a little bit more spiritual, or between human beings, as I brought up, cause us to climb up, to grow, to become better, to become more spiritual, to become more loving. So it is, of course, our benefit is to keep the promises. I was very pleased that John, the viewer, brought up that topic, because I believe a lot of people, including myself, growing up in a religion home, in an Orthodox Jewish home, for those of you that know my story, I was very much in a direction or in a feeling that God, hello Susan, that God can be upset, can be disappointed, God or Spirit. I was fearful for many years of God before knowing God as energy, or as I call it, more of a spiritual God, as opposed to perhaps a little bit more rules and regulation God. So I understand when people come to me, or I suspect where was that topic inspired by the viewer, perhaps promise Spirit over time, told them over time, from Spirit God. Thank you, Maria, thank you. Yes. Thank you, John. So John, a viewer here, asked, what is a dense entity? The reason I like to use the phrase light being with a capital L, which will include, of course, our spirit guide, certainly the angelic kingdom, whether it is the archangel, the guardian angel, our ascended masters, such as Jesus, of course. So those are light vibrational energy that vibrate in a higher frequency, and therefore they are higher in awareness. They express more of God, if you will, as opposed to dense entity that vibrate in very low frequency. And those usually are energy of human beings. Sometimes it can be other beings, alien, if you will, which it is, so other energy. And that's what I mean, John, by dense entity, which, of course, this is not of the discussion, of course, because from their perspective, I don't think any teaching of a promise or to keep promise would be obviously not something that would mesh well with their energy. So dense energy, I mean energy negative entity. Usually I do not like to use the phrase demon, but I suppose dense energy or negative entities. So we today talk about promises that we make to the universe, to God, to our spirit guide, to our angels. They understand this is the most important message today to come forward, because I experience fear, if you will. What if I wouldn't follow rules? What if I did promise God? What if I remember I can go on and on growing up into adult until I was, close to my 28, 27. So I very much understand. And the beauty about spirituality, which have great simplicity, you want to promise, hello Brian, you want to promise and you want to follow up your promises for you. Because we're here in order to grow, we're here in order to express more of God within us. That is what we do. That's what I say. The more higher vibrational the entities, like the angels, the more aware they are, the more spiritually powerful they are, and that's what we aim to be. The more nasty human being, the more dense the energy here, lower vibrational, if you will. So that's for me to explain that again. So if you do have, ow, let me tell you why I say ow. Hold on. See? That's why I say, ow, he's scratching me. He mean well, Shawnee. I got my baby. Anyway, so what is important for me to know that you can promise spirit as long as the intention there as well. Spirit don't ask a lot out of us. They don't expect a lot out of us, in a way that they know, once again, how difficult life can be on planet Earth. What they want is the intention to change, even half baby step forward at a time, as long as we move forward and not moving backward. And as for promises, once again, although they are not upset if we don't keep our promises, they don't take things personally. How can they? Their spirit, their beloved light being. How can God be mad at us because we maybe, hey, you promised me in 2002? No, of course not. That's what consider his immense unconditional love. However, there are consequences. Of course, that's why I use the phrase that the beauty of spirituality is that everything is very organized, everything is based on programs like karma, like consequences. And if you continue to promise to yourself, to God, to spirit, to your universe, to your spouse, to your kids, and you don't keep the promise, joke's on us, of course. So you don't want to do that, but not from a perspective of fear of punishment or disappointing spirit, but from the perspective of growth. The more you follow up your promises, the more spiritual human being you are, frankly, the more loving. So I hope that's kind of explained specifically to John what I thought you meant by me talking about today. Where's all my animals? Clayton took them all out, so I can't bring anyone, although I brought Shawnee. Thank you very much, guys. Keep sending me topic. I greatly appreciate it, as I said at the beginning, and I will include them in a future Angel Chat. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. I hope you are well. I will talk to you next Wednesday, and big kiss to everyone. Mwah. Take care. Bye.